Have you ever noticed that some women can walk into a room without wearing anything flashy, without chasing the newest trends, and yet somehow everyone keeps looking at them? Now imagine discovering that one of the most admired women of her generation is 88 years old, and that the habits behind her timeless style aren't locked away in luxury boutiques or fashion schools. They're surprisingly simple, deeply intentional, and quietly influencing women all over the world, whether they realize it or not. In fact, many of the outfits you see today that feel effortlessly elegant are inspired by principles that have been passed down through women who understand something modern fashion often forgets. Real style doesn't need to demand attention to be unforgettable. So today we're revealing the 7 style rules that continue to inspire wardrobes across generations. Some of them may completely change the way you get dressed tomorrow morning, and the final one explains why true elegance becomes even more powerful with age. There's a reason certain women never seem to go out of style. It isn't because they have access to exclusive designers or because they constantly reinvent themselves. Their influence comes from consistency. Over the years, they build a wardrobe that reflects who they are instead of what the fashion industry tells them to become. While trends come and go every season, their personal style grows stronger, becoming almost like a signature. People don't remember them because of a particular dress or handbag. They remember the feeling their presence creates: calm confidence, quiet sophistication, natural beauty. And that's exactly why their influence quietly spreads across generations. Younger women admire them, mature women relate to them, and everyone seems to borrow a little piece of their philosophy without even realizing it. The first rule is surprisingly unexpected. Never let your clothes speak louder than your character. In today's world, fashion often feels like a competition for attention. Bigger logos, louder colours, dramatic silhouettes, endless accessories. But women who become timeless style references understand something completely different. They use clothing to support their personality, not replace it. When someone remembers how gracious, warm, confident, or intelligent you seemed, your wardrobe has done its job perfectly. Instead of asking whether an outfit will attract compliments, they ask whether it reflects the woman they've become. That shift changes every purchase. Suddenly, the closet stops filling with impulse buys and starts filling with pieces that genuinely belong. This naturally leads to the second rule: repeat what works without feeling guilty. One of the greatest myths in fashion is the belief that stylish women never wear the same thing twice. In reality, the opposite is often true. The women admired for decades usually have favourite jackets, beloved trousers, trusted shoes, and timeless coats that appear again and again throughout the years. The secret isn't constantly buying something new, it's knowing how to make familiar pieces feel fresh. A silk scarf tied differently, a beautiful brooch, a new pair of loafers, or even a different hairstyle can completely transform an outfit that's already hanging in your wardrobe. They understand that confidence comes from familiarity, not constant novelty. Every repeated outfit reinforces their personal identity instead of diminishing it. As their wardrobes become simpler, something remarkable happens. Dressing each morning becomes easier instead of more complicated. Decisions happen naturally because almost every piece works together. That brings us to the third rule. Create harmony before creating contrast. Many people build wardrobes full of beautiful individual items that never truly connect. Elegant women think differently. They choose colours that complement one another, fabrics that layer beautifully, and silhouettes that create visual balance. Soft ivory works effortlessly with camel. Navy pairs naturally with white. Charcoal complements almost everything. Instead of relying on dramatic combinations, they create a quiet rhythm that makes every outfit appear intentional. Even when someone can't explain exactly why the outfit looks so beautiful, they immediately recognize that everything feels balanced. Another fascinating observation appears when studying women who remain stylish well into their later years. Their confidence doesn't come from pretending time hasn't passed. Quite the opposite. Rule number 4 is about embracing evolution instead of resisting it. They understand that bodies change, lifestyles change, and priorities change. Rather than fighting those changes, they adapt with grace. They may choose softer fabrics, better tailoring, more comfortable footwear, or relaxed silhouettes. But none of those decisions make them look older. In fact, accepting reality often creates a fresher appearance than desperately trying to recreate the past. There's something incredibly attractive about a woman who dresses for the life she's living today, rather than the life she lived 30 years ago. This philosophy extends far beyond clothing. Their beauty routines also become simpler and more intentional. Healthy skin replaces heavy makeup. Well-maintained hair becomes more important than complicated hairstyles. Comfortable confidence replaces perfection. They know that true beauty isn't created in front of the mirror alone. It comes from sleeping well, staying active, eating nourishing food, laughing often, maintaining friendships, and remaining curious about life. Those habits leave visible traces that no cosmetic product can imitate. Bright eyes, relaxed expression, genuine smiles, graceful movement. The wardrobe simply becomes the finishing touch to a lifestyle built around self-care instead of self-criticism. Rule number 5 may surprise you the most because it challenges one of the biggest assumptions about fashion. The most elegant women don't dress to look younger. They dress to look vibrant. Those two goals are completely different. Chasing youth often leads to disappointment because it focuses on what time has changed. Chasing vitality focuses on what life continues to offer. Vibrant women choose colours that flatter their complexion. They wear clothes that allow them to move comfortably. They smile easily. They carry themselves with purpose. Their energy becomes more noticeable than their age, and ironically, that confidence often makes them appear younger than people who spend their lives trying to hide every sign of aging. One reason these women quietly influence fashion across generations is because they never lose their curiosity. They continue exploring art, architecture, travel, books, culture, and design. Their inspiration comes from life itself rather than social media algorithms. As a result, their style continues evolving without becoming trend-driven. They may adopt a new silhouette here or a different fabric there, but every addition feels like a natural extension of who they already are. Nothing appears forced. Nothing feels performative. Their wardrobe grows alongside their experiences instead of chasing external validation. Then comes rule number 6, a principle almost invisible to the casual observer, but impossible to ignore once you recognize it. Every outfit begins with impeccable proportions. These women instinctively understand balance. If the trousers are flowing, the top becomes more structured. If the jacket is oversized, the trousers remain clean and tailored. Longer necklaces elongate the torso. Slightly cropped jackets redefine the waist. Full skirts pair with simple tops. Nothing feels accidental because proportions quietly shape the entire visual impression. Most people think elegance comes from expensive clothing, when in reality it often comes from understanding balance. Even affordable garments look luxurious when they fit beautifully and create harmony throughout the silhouette. As years pass, another remarkable quality becomes impossible to overlook. Their wardrobes tell stories. That linen blazer reminds them of summers spent travelling. Those leather loafers accompanied countless afternoon walks. The cashmere sweater has become a trusted companion every winter. Their clothing isn't disposable, it's personal. Every piece carries memories instead of simply occupying space. That emotional connection changes how they shop. They buy less because they value more. They care for their garments because they understand longevity applies not only to people but also to beautiful things created with craftsmanship and intention. Finally, we arrive at the seventh rule, the one that quietly influences everything else. Never confuse simplicity with lack of sophistication. Many people assume elegance requires complexity, yet the most refined women consistently prove the opposite. They know exactly when to stop adding one beautiful ring instead of 5, one structured handbag instead of competing accessories, one perfectly tailored coat instead of layers of unnecessary details. They understand restraint, and restraint creates confidence. When nothing feels excessive, the woman herself naturally becomes the center of attention. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson hidden behind all 7 principles. Timeless style isn't built by accumulating more. It's built by editing with purpose. Every unnecessary purchase removed. Every meaningful piece appreciated. Every decision aligned with personal identity instead of temporary trends. That's why women everywhere continue borrowing these habits, often without even realizing where they originated. They notice an effortlessly elegant outfit, recreate a similar silhouette, choose more neutral colours, simplify their accessories, or finally invest in a quality coat instead of another fast fashion purchase. Little by little, these timeless principles spread quietly through generations, proving that genuine style never belongs to a single decade. Imagine opening your closet tomorrow with a completely different perspective. Instead of wondering what everyone else is wearing this season, ask yourself a better question. Does this outfit tell my story? That single thought changes everything. Suddenly, fashion becomes less about keeping up and more about expressing who you truly are. Every choice becomes calmer, more intentional, and infinitely more satisfying. Instead of chasing compliments, you begin creating confidence. Instead of following trends, you begin building legacy. And perhaps that's exactly why some women continue inspiring millions long after trends have disappeared. The most remarkable part is that none of these 7 rules depend on age. They simply become more visible as time passes, because confidence grows, taste matures, priorities become clearer, and the need to impress slowly gives way to the joy of authenticity. That's when elegance reaches its highest expression, not as something performed for others, but as something lived every single day. So before you leave, take a moment to reflect on your own wardrobe. Which of these 7 principles have you already embraced? And which one could completely transform the way you see your personal style? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your story might encourage another woman who's discovering that elegance isn't found in chasing what's new. It's found in appreciating what truly lasts. And if you're passionate about timeless fashion, graceful aging, and building a wardrobe you'll love for years to come, make sure to subscribe to Ageless Fashion. Every week we explore the habits, style philosophies, and everyday choices that prove elegance doesn't fade with time. It becomes even more extraordinary.
60-odd miles from a plan. Is it too late to learn to listen? Too late to be less a man? How many yesterdays are between us now? How many yesterdays are between us now? We carried it all, cobbling miles as we go, a line at a time, or a sad swan song, offering up purple prose, and I'd find you if I could, invite you to the final act. But I think it's understood nothing good can come